This is my new current daily routine as a 25-year-old embracing new and healthy habits to build focus and discipline. Every morning, I start the day at 7 a.m. Instead of waking up to my phone alarm, I've switched to an analog alarm clock. This completely prevents me from doom scrolling right in the morning. My phone charges in the kitchen overnight, so I have no urge to grab it in the morning. First thing I do is make my bed. Making my bed is like a ritual to myself that signals that it's time to wake up and get the day started. For the last couple of years, I've been filling out this one-sentence goal planning booklet, and it's completely changed the way I approach my goals. It allows me to distill all of my goals for the year into one sentence that, when repeated, triggers the rest of my goals in sequence. So that way, if I ever feel lost, all I need to do is remember my one sentence and I instantly get back on track. I read it over every morning, as your mind is the most influenced right when you wake up and before you go to sleep. This year, my goals are to focus entirely on YouTube and to grow my channel. I've left a link to this goal planning guide down below, but more on this later. Lately, I've been switching to more natural, higher quality products. For deodorant, I go with one that's aluminum free. The thing about aluminum is it basically plugs your pores, which stops your body from doing what it's supposed to do naturally. Aluminum free deodorants work just as well, but without that extra worry about long-term effects, especially since it's something I use every day. The same thing goes for toothpaste. I've switched to fluoride free and natural, which still cleans my teeth just fine, but skips out on some of the potential long-term risks. Even with cologne, if I decide to wear it, I've started leaning towards more higher quality options with cleaner ingredients. My go-to right now is Moonlight Rose by Van Cleef. I picked it up in London last summer and it's been one of my go-tos ever since. Overall, I've been going for lesser known brands that focus more on what's in the product rather than spending big on marketing. If I'm putting something on my body every single day, I want to make sure it's actually good for me. Once I'm ready for the day, I head straight to the training room for some stretches and a quick warm-up. The goal is to loosen up the neck, shoulders, hips, and anything else that might be tight from the previous day, whether it's from a workout or just sitting too long at the computer. I tend to get soreness in my upper back, shoulders, and neck, so I usually focus on those areas a bit more. After just 15 to 20 minutes of stretching, I really feel the blood flowing. It's such a nice way to wake up my body. It makes me feel alive, more fluid, and way less stiff. Once I'm feeling good, I head to the kitchen at around 9 a.m. to start the next part of my morning. I've been working on a biohacking routine video, so for now, my first meal doesn't start until after 12. But in the morning, I prepare a yerba mate brew with a bunch of ingredients that elevates my energy, mood, focus, and has a ton of health benefits. I learned all this from Nate Belmar, as I'm currently filming a 30-day biohacking challenge, so all credits go to him. First, I add yerba mate. Yerba gives a good caffeine kick without the jitters and crash, and also has a lot of vitamins and antioxidants, which is a great bonus. Then a peel or two of lemon. I sprinkle in some rosemary, cut up some ginger, add a little bit of peppermint leaves, some goji berries, and a cinnamon stick. This has been a pretty recent change up for my morning caffeine dose, but I've genuinely been loving it, and the taste is very natural. The caffeine rush is definitely noticeable, and it never hurts to just get more antioxidants, vitamins, and immunity boost with that morning kick. After the morning brew, I get started on my first deep work session of the day. I keep my zones distraction free, which means no social media, all ringers off, and de-stimulating my phone. I usually start off with my most important tasks, which is planning videos, script writing, offloading footage, replying to emails, and brainstorming new ideas. This is where I focus on my most important tasks that bring me closer to my goals. Once my flow state begins, I'll be locked in for a few hours and have a productive start to whatever I'm working on. After a good caffeine kick and being in a fast state, I usually start to get hungry around 1 or 2 o'clock, so that's when I head up for my first meal of the day. I'm currently doing a shred, so I have a very specific meal I like to cook up. Before I start, I quickly whip up a digestive made from a bit of olive oil, organic lime juice, and cayenne pepper. It helps warm up my digestive system for food and makes digesting a million times easier. This is all things I'm currently learning and trying from Nate Belmar's biohacking course, but so far it's really been helping me optimize my digestion and prevents me from dealing with any unpleasant symptoms like tiredness or bloating. First thing I do is whip up 4 eggs, cook them up with a bit of butter, always go for scrambled no matter what. To finish it off, I usually add some greens or veggies and add a little bit of hemp seeds with a drizzle of olive oil and some salt and pepper. Now that some time has passed with cooking, the digestive has worked its magic and my stomach is able to start digesting right away with ease. After eating, I will usually go for a quick walk to help digest and also just to refocus on the second work session ahead. I like to stay headphone free most times, but if I got some extra time or I'm trying to learn something new, I'll throw on a podcast or an interview. I've been learning more and more about how important the sun is for not only regulating circadian rhythm, but also things like immunity boost, skin health, gut health, and overall happiness. So I just try to get a good dose every day that I can. After I get back, I go for making another brew, but this time something a little different. Today, I'm making an afternoon revitalizer, so I toss in some peppermint and nettle leaves, ginger and goji berries, put in a little bit of burdock root, lemon balm, and top it off with some honey and a cinnamon stick. This little tasty brew is packed with a ton of benefits and healing properties, so I've been feeling like it's the perfect thing to have in the afternoon. I love having something to sip on while I work. For the past, it was definitely energy drinks or tea or something that just gave me a little kick of energy, but I'm trying to be more mindful of what I put in my body and not to over-caffeinate myself. The second work session usually allows me to reflect on what I was doing earlier, and I come back to whatever I was working on with a clear mind, making finer adjustments and polishing my work. This second deep work session, I focus on taking my most important tasks right to the end, and maybe sometimes checking off some other tasks like updating Instagram, replying to messages, and doing other research. This second work session usually lasts another 3 to 4 hours, and then it's time to head to the gym. I throw my things into my gym bag and start driving. Lucky for me, it's only a 10-minute drive, so I can kick back and put on some music to amp myself up. For the past few years, I've been doing CrossFit, and I genuinely love it. I don't have to choose the music, plan the workout, or be scrolling on my phone. Instead, I lock in, give my mind the chance to focus on the workout, and think of something else other than work. Today, we're hitting a lot of legs for the strength workout, doing a mixture of back squats and also front squats. After the weightlifting portion of the class, we move into a quick workout of the day that really pushes you to the max. Today we had wall balls, weighted box step-ups, and some handstand push-ups, which I'm still trying to get a hold of. After the workout, once I catch my breath, I like to do a quick stretch and just make sure my body has a minute to recover. The gym is definitely a big part of my day as it keeps me in the flow, gives my body the chance to use up its energy, and overall builds confidence. After coming back home, I quickly hop in the shower and start getting ready to wind down. Before I start meal prepping, if I feel like I need to, I'll make another digestive shot and have it before I start cooking. My second meal is always after the gym, and I like to stay pretty consistent. I'll have a bigger portion of protein and some more carbs so that my body can have an easy source of energy after the workout. If I'm feeling pretty hungry or I want a little treat, I'll make something small afterwards. Natural sugars like honey or berries give my body some easy energy to pull from after the workout and keep the protein for building muscle. To wrap things up, depending on how awake I am, I'll make an evening blend of chamomile, cinnamon, lemon balm, nettle, peppermint, and a little bit of honey. If I plan on using my phone for a bit, I throw on some blue light blockers. This helps my mind tap into the last cycle of the day, which is for winding down. I try and avoid any phone use right before bed as it can disrupt my circadian rhythm and I wake up feeling not so good the morning after. Sometimes I'll just toss and turn for hours, which is not very ideal, but the blue light blockers help me mitigate that. Over the last year, I've really started to read a lot more. I filmed a routine a little bit ago where I was reading every single day, which allowed me to fly through a ton of books and learn a bunch. Currently, I'm on an off cycle, which means I'm not reading any business, health, or self-improvement books, and it's rather to just give my mind a break. As of recording this video, I'm reading Chaos by Tom O'Neill, which is about the CIA and cool conspiracies type stuff, which just lets my mind wander and relax. If you're looking to read more, I have a full list of books that I've read over the last couple of years with a little rating and review of what I thought. You can check it out on my website with a link down below. Last but not least, I reread my one-sentence goal planning booklet as a final ritual for the day. It helps me continue impressing my mind with my goals, so my subconscious is always working towards them in the back of my mind. My favorite quote about this method is by Earl Nightingale, where he explains that every pilot has a checklist that he reads over without fail before taking off and upon landing. And this is exactly how you should approach studying your goals, before you take off in the morning and before you land at night. This is the best way to imprint your goals on a subconscious level to basically help guide you there on autopilot. I've been doing this for 5 years now, and it's been an absolute game changer. This current routine that I'm on will last me for the next couple of months until it demands a switch based on new projects or what I need in the moment. What I've learned over the last few years is that routines are meant to change. You're not supposed to have the same routine every year unless it perfectly fits your goals and you're still challenged by it. As my goals and projects change, so will my daily routine. If you haven't already, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.